researchers from Professor Dettman, which is Dynamics and Complexity of Fermentation Microbial Communities Producing Hydrogen from Sugar Beets, from 2021, with the Dr. Liberatos, Upflow column bioactor, and Shutdown, and all the title, all these researches, among others, I put into one title, Common Biofuels for Algae and Microorganisms. Here we have why we ought, because we have very few time to make something different in our world, to replace our structures. So we have very few time, because in 2024, almost 25% of all fossil fuels were burned. The oil will be after 2027 only on Middle East. After 2070, no oil, and 2120 will be no natural, and 200 latest will be no coal. The trouble is that we need to close life cycle of our produced energy production. So we need to find wood to close organic waste to that coming both as fossil fuel origin or microbial potential feed to produce the necessary RAs. While term is getting of fossil fuels to plastic we want to replace. Another is microbial potential feed, which are carbon dioxide, which can be sourced to many applied plants as algae, applied fungi, white, black root, and applied animal, like some applied animals such as some nematodes, as well as applied organisms, microorganisms. This will collect plants with chlorophyll, carbon dioxide, which will be used to produce some sugars, some legal sugars, that then can be used as material for energy, as well as fat and protein, sugar, all can be used after proper treatment into the life cycle. So the what can be to energy would be energy. The rest will be used for the polymers and the nutrients. I will show you an example of dark fermentation, how it goes in case of dark fermentation. Is the process. We have 3 parts. How in case polycarbonate carbon, which can be also from algae, can be going to hydrolysis into hydrogen. And then this hydrogen will be used or methane in case of anaerobic digestion, which is a special case. Normal case, because if untreated, it will stop here. We need to remember about limitations that are showing that no more than 30%, 33% of carbohydrates, glucose, can be to hydrogen. This is called big limitation. Therefore, we need here to transform to gelatin. And in case of gelatin, which is also protein, which can be born also from gelatin, but in case of gelatin, has lower sulfur content by 1. It can go also to oxidases and metagenesis type fermentation. So this is the showing us. On the other hand, how this show that this group is changes. We have different sources of available of this protein. We have dark fermentation, photofermentation, and microanaerobic. The dark fermentation is I said before. Photofermentation is type of fermentation which causes anaerobic digestion and light. Other case is microbial electrolysis cells, so splitting organic matter into hydrogen and anaerobic digestion. The biocatalysis is the one which can be by algae. However, this is changed in 5 years' time because at 2018 was mostly to hydrogen and nothing more. In for the last 6 years, exchange into more as part because use and grow will absorb some substances, also pollutants, and waste can be used to as a source of polymers, especially after dark fermentation, where bottle is undigested. And this can be used. And now hydrogens are strained as very good source of hydrogen after rest and as carbon capture. So this is another case how I use. Similarly, in case of anaerobic digestion, there was as in case of biolayer packing upgrading was used, while in 5 years' time, many solutions improved with changing complex and changing feed, as well as models comes from the more for anaerobic digestion model into more uh, reliable now thinking artificial neural network. In case of catalyst, biophotolysis, in case of hydrogen, here we have this the organic matter is important for splitting water into hydrogen, but in case it's sugar from algae are more efficient part of substances, while 6 years was more as wound healing. Fats were not at all thinking, but now a fraction macroalgae become significant content of both diesel and bioliquefiers. They reduce the smoking and pollutants coming from the biofuels. Because the trouble of biofuels is that when we burn, we emit even more nitrogen oxide and carbon monoxide than common. And there are charge. And these lubricants, as well with nanoparticle addition and sand, can help. Proteins were only theoretically being bad, but some theory changed after successful process. that this can be also documentation. Anaerobic digestion has some interest of partial interest. Now are also by photolysis as source of pharmacy and polymers. In case of photofermentation, this is the lowest interest nowadays. However, it can be helpful in some combinations because in 2018 was only some acids. Now it's extended that all not only organic acids but sugars or substances, big variety in is possible. So this now is method that we call due to limitation of each every method. Now we combine direct fermentation often combine direct digestion to have high concentration, and this is the well. So conclusion: the more complex material is the more expensive hydrogen production because requires so much processing, which is more simpler in more is higher hydrogen. But in case of complex material, we can from lower production obtain some polymers and some liquids, but needs some specific applications. So this is all what I want to say. Thank you very much for listening to me.